Bus deploy is Game 5 of the Grand Finals.
Here it is.
The Fall Skirmish here at TwitchCon kicks off. Can we make some noise if you're here in San Jose?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
All right, Jack. Question for you.
Yeah.
You know you are an absolute dominant player. Do you go to Tilted and make it your own, or do you avoid, because you know that those two teams have sparred back and forth repeatedly, which means you have maybe an opportunity to third party. As a player, would you go there?
I'm almost more worried now at this point about Zexro and his teammate coming in. Vinny, yes, thank you. I'm more about them coming in, because it seems like each game they've looted, gotten full shields, and then rushed into Tilted and tried to third party that fight or get involved as early on as possible. I don't think that strategy from them is going to change. We'll see how it plays out here. The map obviously getting filled on in everywhere by those different arrows, by people landing and looting on up. Basically every single area getting touched here.
And we've seen a number of players hit the same spot pretty much over and over again. We saw Dusty Divot, the same teams landing there. Ghost, Aiden, and Nick Merckx.
Straight out of Tilted Towers.
Those are your cumulative stats. By the way, 9 elims, 2,758 damage dealt. A little more than that damage received. Quite a bit of wood acquired. The materials used, only 5,180. It does not surprise me because Tilted Towers has quite a few wall structures that are already built.
Yep.
Godnick looking like he's already picked up some shield, rotating around inside. Aiden, Nick, not shielded just yet. That 6-shooter picked up for only a moment and then replaced. Gray burst, now the gray AR. He's got a legendary heavy sniper rifle, good for, I mean, a body shot with that still does 157 damage, so Godnick's not safe from that. Neither is Super Evan. They have to be over that. You know, another full shield or anything can make them quote-unquote immune to an instant knockdown. The grappler, though, here from Nick, I would not be surprised if when they both feel ready, that grappler is going to be utilized to get all the way up on top of that big gray building that the opponents have always landed in.
Yep.
Try and get a drop down on him. He does have a trap as well. They're going to rotate away, actually, towards the basketball court. Maybe looking for more loot, because Nick doesn't have any shield. No shield yet means probably no push, and they're looking for any I
think that's exactly what they're thinking, right? Instead of pushing forward at the enemies, they're pushing away to try to see what they can get Nick. And there you go. Aiden drops a big shield, and he's got another grappler, too. So 2 fully charged grapplers. And is that a grenade launcher, too, on the ground as well?
Potentially, or maybe a tag.
Oh, no.
The blue tag? The blue tag shotgun.
Sorry,
there.
I thought that was a grenade launcher. I need
both
to get my ass checked.
reference in the med kit.
Oh, and Evan and Godnick, they're changing things up a little bit this game. They're just flying away.
That might be maybe going over to the pawn shop down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Both teams may be opting to say, we don't want to engage until we're both 100-100. Horrify, Vanitize. We've seen these two teams spar here in Salty in the past. However, just a quick update. Ronaldo TV and his teammate have picked up 2 eliminations. Looks like the first pairs. Only 98 players remaining. Here we go. Tempo, Jamok. Jamok knocked down, which means Tempo's in a position. He's got to clutch up here. 1v2, and there's rocks down below, and still shield on that target. 18 and 42. Still shield on the target. He's sitting on 26, a quick bandage, but he's not going to have time. His opponent's going for an aggressive push from above. Makes a ton of sense. You want to catch this opponent off guard. There it is. Tempo goes down. Razru and Bog stay alive and pick up 2 eliminations.
I do have to give a shout out to Tempo, though. Razru had over, I think, 175 HP, and that's how close Tempo got him with only 40 health left. If Razru really didn't get the shields he got off the break, that's an easy fight win for Tempo. Did what he could. Just like that, Razru gets it. And yes, Evan and Godnick, they just straight up left. They did not want the fight this time. And I'm literally thinking it's less about the Nick Merckx and Aiden fight and more about the Zexro and Vinny rotation.
Opting to not get third. It's a guaranteed third party based on the previous games. So they're saying, okay, we'll go somewhere else. It's not, like you said, it's not necessarily because of Nick and Aiden, which is an intelligent play there. Riser and Tomo having a top down on R7 and Scruples. The very southeast corner, quite a bit of metal here. A little bit of brick, a little bit of wood, but a tough position if they're low on materials. The team from Rise, if they're not kitted here, there are not a lot of options for backing out of this. A little bit of materials, 2-1-0. Not a lot of ammunition in R7's inventory. They're biding their time. See the feed, dealt by knocking and eliminating Godnick, which means Super might still be up there.
Here's his play. R7 going for it. Tomo's going to drop down to the ground. No materials left and only a common assault rifle in his inventory. Rizar now knocked. You got to think this is not looking good. Cannot build. Cannot really defend himself. Not a lot of ammo left. for R7, and there's a player with a sniper on top of the mountain. There goes Tomo. Screwpool's there with the elims. That's 2 elims for them, but there's already another team here already looking for another fight. Will they glide around in is the question. How weak do they think Screwpools and R7 are?
Well, it depends on what kind of visual cues they saw. If they saw a shield break from that distance, which you can see it, maybe you're not close enough to hear it, but you can see it. If they saw that, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a push. Screwpools having no shield now. R7 still sitting on 20 there. It looks like it might not be happening, which maybe that's a good call. At this point, Jack, pushing in, you could potentially put yourself relatively far outside the zone if they don't have enough materials to build back up on top of this hill. It's J-Love and Germ up there. No shield between the two of them, but yeah, that's semi-auto sniper rifle, 10 rounds, and a heavy shotgun. Single trap, 6-1-0 on the materials. Quite a bit with 89 left, but it's not going to be enough by the end of the game, so they can't stay up here forever.
Nope.
No teams right now currently alive with 3 eliminations or more. Mowgli lost Sorn at some point here. Going for the snipe. Oh, goes for it. No shield on that target. He's going to go for the repeat. The grenade, basically a perfect throw there down to 4 HP. Mowgli's going to panic a little bit and gets caught off guard by Payne.
Payne with perfect grenades right there. Look at Payne's materials already. This early into the game, he had maxed wood and even more metal and brick alongside it. Looks like Bumpa here was just dropped some loot from the heavens, and it looked like, from the elimination he got. And with more loot on the ground there, I think Bumpa and Balla just got 2 eliminations, so solid start from them as well, as they're going to heal on up. But you take a look at their materials compared to Payne's, and they're not even in the same ballpark.
Pretty big value campfire there. Going to top him off. Balla should get relatively high. Actually, he should max out. There were a couple bandages on the ground. Wouldn't surprise me if that was used quickly. No shield for Bubba just yet, but he does have a full charge grappler. Blue AR on the ground there. Maybe a pass off the Balla as he's getting ready to move out of that campfire. Kind of surprises me, though, that sitting on that campfire right now, they're exposed healing to the north and west side. If somebody has a bead on them from a distance, one heavy sniper shot could make or break that duo. Now, this is Dusty. That was 2 teams bunkered up right next to each other in smelling distance almost. Fuzzy and Enigma, no reason to rotate out just yet. They don't have to go for some crazy movement. Maybe they'll even get lucky and get kinged at the circles on the east side, but they're very close still. Punisher and Tendons are split. If Fuzzy and Enigma try and take advantage of that and push on Tendons, it could be a tough situation to come back from. Pretty decent kit, a ton of materials, 814. Still in possession of a slurp, 6 grenades, a heavy shotgun. He's got a swap weapon for it.
He's going to chill right now.
Common AR isn't bad. You just tap fire to distance. Very accurate players, so we'll take advantage of that. But
there's a full view of every team left. A crate sitting by itself there, just northwest of Leaky Lake, and another one at Viking Village.
I don't know. I'm hoping that whoever that is up there, hopefully they realize that they're both alone and right next to a crate, Jack.
They're worried it's bait. You know that feeling.
Absolutely. Here we go. Fuzzy and Enigma deciding to make a move here. Materials gathered over 1,000 wood. Very little brick. Doesn't surprise me based on the location they dropped, and quite a bit of metal. There are pieces of metal from when the meteor landed in the crater that are now inside kind of the amusement area of Dusty. Those are good opportunities to harvest a ton of metal simultaneously.
Nibs and Korea in a fight. You got to think that this looks like Zoof's fight to win. Crowdot just staying alive for a second, looking all around. Zoof, so much HP compared to his opponents here. Matching the builds, beautifully done, no hesitation. He wants to edit on in here. Can he hit the shot? He does. There goes Nibs. Wondering where the teammate is. It will wind up being Korea on the other side. Korea's just falling down towards the low side. Crowdot hears him, so Zoof's going to sprint right on over. Great teamwork here.
Minigun is excellent at removing any building your teammate,
Good luck,
your opponent might put down. Yeah. Kind of doesn't matter how many rounds, how many materials your opponent has. If you've got enough ammunition, they're not going to be able to outbuild that thing. But he runs out of small ammo, so it turns into a push opportunity. They're trying to track this opponent underneath, and there they might find him, get a tag. 41 damage, the dual pistols. This thing shred through materials, wouldn't surprise me. He's going to go for the push through, and he does get Korea caught inside his own box there.
There it goes. And typically you'd be worried about some sort of, third party there. They're so far at the edge of the zone and everyone's already moved in that yes, they do get those elims, but at the same time, they might be punished for having to rotate very far. Nate Hill was just stuck at the top of a build.
Going for shots at him as he's got to redeploy the glider. 31 mid-jump from Zexro. Are you kidding me? Hand grenades going for the Hail Mary there. Anything he could do to try and pick up that last hit. A trap. He had to have heard that.
9 grenades still left for Zexro.
He might have just spotted Funk through that doorway.
Yeah, I think he did.
Going for the trap there. Grenades coming out for Funk. Probably trying to back out at this point. Nope. Down to the bottom. The edit there.
You think the end's got to be near here for Nate Hill. Nice little grenade use. But
there it is. They actually
landed on top of himself. And there he goes. It was one of those things where it was almost like Misery Loves Company, I think.
It's an interesting swap, too. I mean, that almost is it could be based on placement on the leaderboard. It might have been a mistake, but eliminating himself prevents them from picking up that elimination, which is 1 elim short from a point there.
I think what it was he went to throw the nade, and then a ramp came in, and then he lost control of the ramp edit. So the grenade just stayed on his side. He had no way to run out. He just kind of sat there and sat on it, and that was it.
We'll have to find out at some point. Gossi and Saint in a very healthy position here. Pretty high up in the sill, looking for anybody that might float in. You see them both just flicking up real quick, checking for anybody flying in. A rift to go, trading some ammunition between the two of them. And Walker and his teammate Enigma looks like he's solo down below. Cloaksy's still in it.
Windwalker just chilling at the moment. Still 79 players remaining in this one. Hunting rifle in hand. Wants to use that weapon to potentially swing the tide in a fight. Got to realize Lennon only has 100 HP. I don't know where that rocket's going. And it's the Make It Rain bonus now, folks. As again, this is now up to, I believe, $30,000, right?
Indeed it is. Yep, there it is. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. 30,000. We'll keep track of those elims on your screen as best we can. Let's take a quick look back. Nibs, Zoof, we were watching this fight earlier. Zoof got the knockdown there on Nibs. Finishes with the bludgeon. J-Truth and Wilds. We'll fight here. They're going to go for some replacements on some of these structures just to see if they can catch whoever's in the bottom of this off guard. You see there just a couple smacks from the pickaxe. The jump and build. And they're looking, trying to root out whoever is down underneath.
They're claiming everything. Semi-auto sniper from somewhere. What is that? Is that Nick Merckx and Aiden and Tilted shooting that? I'm trying to tell. I think it is from top Big Gray.
The most eliminations in this game right now is from Vilex at 3 single eliminations.
That's obviously in the game, not the Make It Rain bonus.
Exactly.
Who knows who will win this $30,000? Still 4 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. You know, as we go ahead and watch these players build battle, you heard the mentioning of Yo-Yo Keep It Up. How has Fortnite changed your life, changed your year? You know, these are players and people that, in the Streamer Invitational, for example, some of the golden ticket winners, I know some of the streamers were asking, and they were saying, I'm going to use this to pay, my teammate was going to use it to help pay off his mortgage. You know, other people there have student loans, and it's incredible what this game can do. We talk about it, but the Make It Rain bonus of $30,000 is just nuts. And it can be life-changing for some of these players.
I was just mentioning Vilex with the most elims in the game currently, but Nick Merckx getting the knock. There's the elimination, which puts at least one up. Aiden getting the elimination on Giganza, which means that duo is gone. Puts them at 2. Caliber and Nolan both at 2. Cease and Elevate with 1. There's still a tie for this Make It Rain bonus. But one of these teams might pull ahead. Still in Tilted, Aiden and Nick. These boys live here.
You know, Aiden and Nick loved all the updates, I'm sure, alongside a lot of the controller players that have recently come on in with the difference in the ability to add custom binds, the ability to instant edit, change the sensitivity between when you're building and shooting normally. All these things being used by Aiden and Nick to match the caliber of these top mouse and keyboard players. And there's the Make It Rain bonus on the side of your screen. It's right now tied between Caliber, Nolan, and Aiden and Nick Merckx. Remember, if it is tied, it will roll on over to the next game. Continue on through. Both players now at max shields. They've got 2 just below him. That's perfect tilt and Diggy. And Aiden's just going to reset with this launch pad for the moment.
The majority of this building he's on top of right now, the outside surfaces look like they've been replaced already, and Aiden and Nick might actually own it. We'll have to see as they move into here. Nick's looking, stink grenades. He gets a tag. You could hear the audio cue there, which means he knows there's somebody in the bottom of this. He's going to try and go inside. He doesn't own the surfaces. He had to knock him out. There's that, oh my gosh, a laser from the side as the sandwich happens. You got to watch out just potentially if there's a trap in there. Got to be careful, but Nick pushing inside. Maybe misses. He doesn't realize that his AR isn't reloaded. He has the double barrel, gets the knock on perfect tilt. The trap, though, he's got to be very careful. He's going to hug that corner so it doesn't go off. Gets that elim. Diggy is still alive somewhere in here.
That's at least 3 limbs down for Nick Mercs and Aiden. That's another point for this duo.
The crowd behind us cheering for this duo. They're making sure they hold on to this. Nick has his eyes on Diggy. He's going to try and push up. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't maybe some drop down from underneath. Oh, surface replace. He's got to hear him.
There's one thing you know about
there
playing
it
with
is,
Nick
the
Mercs.
shot on Diggy, and he gets another elim.
There's one thing you know about playing with Nick Mercs. It's this man gets the double barrel, and now on the right side of your screen, look at the Make It Rain bonus. They've got the lead right now as time's ticking down. Here's some earlier on. Lands right on 1. This Villix didn't even react.
Basically makes Villix eat that double barrel. Meanwhile, Aiden, this is still earlier, sneaks inside the box and gets Giganza, catches him off guard on the inside. That's 4 elims total this game, all 4 of them in the Make It Rain bonus. And inside this box, Nick Mercs with the number of traps, gets a knock on Cease. This could be number 5 and gets it. Elevate goes down to the trap as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're coming to life.
Absolutely dominating this game. 58 players left. 6 elims. They're 1 away from 3 points based on elims away. And I got to say, Jack, I think this Make It Rain bonus is in the bag for them. 24 seconds left.
These 2 boys are
They're not done yet. They're pushing up top. Aiden's got more players above him. The comms between these 2 we were watching earlier, you can see
Nick
Nick
huge build battle right now. It's Morgossi and Saint versus Nick Mercs and Aiden. Nick and Aiden trailing, getting some damage done. If they get these 2, they're in big bonus territory. Aiden matching this. Look at what he's doing right. Absolutely stunning. He's got the high ground for the moment. The shot comes in.
Are you kidding me?
By Saint.
Nick fighting out.
There's the other, and Nick's on his feet, folks. It's big bonus as the duo has made this arena erupt.
Look at Nick Mercs' materials at this point as well. He's sitting on over 2,500. The share with Aiden's got to be coming up here in a second. They take a moment to recoup from this. And Jack, these boys just showed up big.
And they are not done yet. Tilted Towers, it's theirs. Build battles, it's theirs. And they are hungry for more. Already a 4-point game for Nick Mercs and Aiden. And they've got the high ground, they've got the health and mats to do it. This could be how they rise back up the ranks. We mentioned how they needed to come back, and there it is. I mean, they've got double the amount of limbs a second. Nick is just firing on down. Every other elim they get from here is big bonus. Every elim is another point. They know this. They know how key this is right now.
Jack, 50 players left at this point. Is a little bit of a heart attack there, I think, for everybody. As Nick drops down just a little bit.
This man doesn't stop. They're not even together anymore.
Aggressive push. He doesn't even care. Aiden see what they've been doing this entire time, but it might cost him.
We've seen this before, though.
Happened in the previous match. A little bit too aggressive.
Yes.
Aiden's gonna, at this point, most likely slow down just a second. Catch his breath. You have to realize he's got to push when his teammate is available. Now's the time to take advantage of this.
Nick,
they both know that.
He's right on the edge of the zone. He's got to move on in. There you go. Still doing it.
It's all materials. Aiden needs material backup from Nick. Nick's sitting on quite a bit here, so material share is going to be.
He's also got shields for him, but this is the downside of them being so split, you know? Aiden's just got to get. Aiden needs to get lost for a second here in all these builds, and he couldn't be further from the next zone. That's another big worry now, too.
These hand grenades might come in key. He's just going to huck some grenades as high as he can. I think he's trying to drop them in on a structure from above, and he's doing so actually really well against the knock on Cool. The heavy snipe swaps. Here it comes. He's going for another pair as he pushes in. Gets the Elim on Ghoul. There's one left from that duo. Still alive. 65, and there was a rift just in front of him. He's going to go in for it.
No way.
Can he make it in time?
No.
He can't. He's got to rotate with the Storm Jack, and he's got to stay ahead of it. He's got tons of players in front of him. He might actually get this one as well.
No! He gets shot in the back. Nick is still in this, though. Nick can fire from above. He's got tags on one. He's got eyes on another, but Nick's got to move. He still has a ton of materials and shield. Nick now, though, he's in the fray with everybody else and no longer can just aim down on others. He's getting tagged by this zone down to 33 HP, down to 25 HP, down to 17 HP, down to 9 HP.
And that's 9 eliminations total for this duo, though, Jack.
Brilliant
5
game
points
from them.
The crowd going absolutely wild for the show those two just put on. 30 remaining, 8 seconds until this circle closes, and Nolan is missing his teammate, taking shots there as he catches players trying to rotate. This storm, next one's going to be punishing. 50 seconds, and it's already moving the far south. Everybody's going to have to relocate, and you're going to want to pay attention to your feet quite a bit. Tendons didn't stick a landing in the middle of that, and this spread, top to bottom, we have a pair all the way at the top. But Carlos and the Generals, they're starting to drop down, and they may have just caught the team from Hero off guard. No, General actually got knocked by a fall, 29 meters. He missed deploying the glider on the way in. Bog looking for an Elim here on the outside. Maybe a player very low. Looks for the Elim. 34 shield tag. It gets shot from the back as he's trying to rotate in. His teammate Raz might not be able to save him. The circle is still rotating a player directly above him. A heal. This seemingly in the open. How is this man not getting spotted?
He's just got to go for it. He's just got to go for it at this point. As Raz is just sneaking on up. So little health.
Might actually be someone inside the box. There's immediate right back there. 39 HP. He's got an opportunity here just to heal up. Cloaksy's still in this thing. Looks like Tfue may have been eliminated earlier.
But Cloaksy's got 4 limbs.
And as
I think that's the 5th.
That's 5th.
Cloaksy now at 5 limbs.
Himself. Cloaksy has been putting out a show already.
I'm telling you, he's the MVP. He is the MVP so far today, absolutely. Oh, and an awkward fight. Didn't land the trap. He's getting ripped up from everywhere, though. He's the target of multiple players at the moment. He's just going to reset with the glider.
Scoots out in the storm just barely, landing right next to this tree, kind of hiding himself in the structure. Blood and Raz both looking for a med kit. A shot through and Raz goes down. Only a handful of players left alive here, 11. Geber solo has 2 med kits, a mini, 2 campfires, which means this heal off might be his if nobody else sees him. Marksman checks out early. Nolan only bandages. We've got rockets coming. Base Soldier secures an elimination on the Mentos. Kayun gets knocked by a rocket.
And was that Geber who had all that healing?
It is indeed.
Because he just got eliminated.
He just got eliminated. Cloaksy's still alive. The shot, he shot up close. Are you kidding me? Base Soldier with a rocket. 5 players left. 6 Elims there on Cloak as Sean's still alive from Ghost. Going for a play against...
2 versus 1.
Absolutely annihilated on the way up.
Here's the end of the game. They're dropping 40 falls. He falls down, and they don't know where the final player is.
He must be sitting out in the storm healing.
Oh,
there it is.
My gosh! Yeah! Ronan wins it!
Just barely staying alive, hugging the center of that circle. The team from Hero brings home a victory royale.
And that's the downside. There's that. It's a double-edged sword. If you stick in the zone and try to out-heal it, and the other player is moving with the moving zone,
there's just so much damage you take there if you can't stay ahead of it.
That's the difference. He had enough time to keep moving with the zone. He did his job, and there you go, Ronan with the victory.
Raz and Bog both took home 6 Elims that game. Cloak with 6 to his own name.
5 teams that had 5 or more limbs that game.
But I think the elimination story in that one, Nick Merckx and Aiden, but these gentlemen from Hero taking home the victory royale.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Here it is again. Look, Blood trying to out-heal the zone. Hero just
Way
sticking with the
outside
moving
the
zone. And they had a couple more seconds to go, but there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 games through as we continue to push along to figure out who will be our Fortnite Fall Skirmish grand champions. Man, I'll tell you right now, what an incredible moment that was, watching Nick Merckx and Aiden just pop off in that one.
Now, we've seen multiple teams start to do that. That's 2 teams that have secured big bonus elimination points.
Yes.
The game before, 72 hours, Chap from Liquid. Now Nick Merckx and Aiden. I think, to me, that speaks volumes about how Fortnite can just swing. Single games can make all the difference, as I guarantee you, Nick and Aiden have to be higher on the leaderboard now, but substantially.
And when you think about the amount of elims they had even in the heats, plus the limbs they're having here. I know that there's like an extra bonus for like total limbs across the weekend too that we'll probably wind up discussing later on when it gets all figured out, but they're in a running for a lot of stuff right now. We think we'll have an update soon, but I'm assuming they won that Make It Rain. That game. I don't see how they did
7 at that point. It was insanity. Let's take a look back. I believe it replays from the match. We watched Payne, Vape Jesus. Payne here, very accurate shots on Mowgli from underneath. Then feeding in, here it is. There's the knock on Norse just before. This spread of players top to bottom here is absolutely crazy. Big Mercs, you see here only 3 in this replay, which means there's 3 more elims inbound, and those traps paid off multiple times against multiple players. The knock there on Cease, and just moments after, Elevate drops in and eats the traps. Hero, JDW, and Ronan.
And look, they know it too. It's one of those things where when it comes down to that last second heal battle, it's like, here's to hoping.